We all know the importance of interactivity. We want to be first online, on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope, Google+, but we want to make sure that we are really engaged.
Can you hear me now? Yay!
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I'm sorry guys, I'm not very good at this.
You know, sometimes we get loud, but what we don't do is shout at people. Being interactive to us is really always a two-way street. You see a lot of people talking at people just on several platforms, and we always try to listen and have conversations. We want interactivity to really mean interactivity.
Can you guys see that?
So glad I came home last night.
We use hashtags every day, just like everybody else, but to us, interactivity is more than just a hashtag.
I see the weather is changing for you guys.
Yeah, the weather is bad. When Gary gets on, I'll have to put it on so people can watch.
Our goal is to be relevant online.
Let me put on the weather though.
There's a large part of the country that's either shoveling out or scraping the ice out from this powerful winter storm.
Breaking weather is a great opportunity to do more on the web because it impacts everybody.
Stay off the roads if you don't have to be on them.
We're not just live streaming or sharing a slideshow. We are doing that, but we're doing much more.
DOT advising no travel on I-39 north of Portage. Long time since a black line showed up on this map.
I slid off the road earlier today. Total nightmare.
Oh,
But-
that's right.
How's the Beltline looking tonight?
Well, we're right off Midvale Boulevard exit.
Whether that's snowstorms or tornadoes, we are there on all platforms and again, listening to our viewers.
It is Michelle Lee, Bob Lesh. It is 2:15, and we wanted to talk about the chance for severe weather tonight. Zachary wants to know if you can show us the radar. Can you do that?
I can.
Okay, hold on. 1 minute.
It's right there.
It's right here. Okay, this.
Right, that's the current radar. So
This year, Facebook Live also became a great way to reach our viewers. We use it every day for our newscasts, but we really try to maximize its potential during breaking news situations.
Hey everyone, sorry, we're not going to have a lot of time to chit chat tonight. We've got some breaking news off the top.
For example, we used Facebook Live when a 5-year-old was shot and killed in his father's car. It was a terribly sad story, but it also became more of a public safety issue because it happened during dinner time near a busy intersection, and the shooters were also still on the loose at this time.
Tonight we are live with late-breaking details of a deadly shooting of a 5-year-old.
Not only were we live streaming on Facebook and answering questions during commercials,
We got back from break, and then it just went kind of nuts.
we also used Facebook in tandem with Google Hangouts so that we could live stream on YouTube. Since at the time, YouTube allowed us to switch elements from the actual newscast to the police news conference to behind the scenes from the set, whereas Facebook only allowed us to show one source at the time, which was a view from our set.
We kind of moved everything around at the last minute with what happened in Beloit.
Yeah.
So
People are referring to the YouTube link. So basically, like we're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook. And when something big happens, we try to be live on both spots. Ashley says they can hit the back roads into South Beloit and be gone.
oh yeah, I mean if you know the roads down there, you can get out of there. And actually, is that what you're hearing, that the dad was the target?
Too many speculations at this time, says Beth.
Yeah,
It's too early.
Facebook Live has really changed the interaction game quite a bit.
Yeah, Colleen, another one. It's gonna be a long night again.
But we still love Google Hangouts because of the YouTube factor and the metrics from Google itself and Google search. Since YouTube is a Google product, because everybody knows what YouTube is, we still find it very valuable. Just from a personal standpoint, I have more than 700,000 followers on Google Plus and 3.9 million views on my channel from our stories and our live streams.
Hi everyone. As promised, we're coming to you from WISC, our news conference room.
We also see the value in taking a live stream for social interaction, but then repurposing it into a watchable video that can stand on its own. For example, everyone in Wisconsin was talking about the Netflix series Making a Murderer. Attorney Dean Strang was from our area, and he was really a standout from that series. We held a Facebook Live Q&A with Dean Strang a week after the Netflix series came out, and honestly, it did unbelievably well.
The first question is from Joshua, and Joshua asks, why was no one held accountable for the obvious fraud, tampering of evidence, and misconduct of office?
You know, a criminal trial is all about whether you're going to hold the one person accused.
In all, we had something like 103,000 live viewers in that stream, plus we had more than 1,100 shares before we actually made it private so that we could create a higher quality video that was shareable on its own. And when we shared that video, it did exponentially better, and we had more than 1 million in reach and in views.
Feeling wonderfully straying about my straying crush. I told you I'm getting a lot of people who have crushes on you now.
My wife finds this very, very hard to believe. I mean, very hard to believe.
Hey, Leah, I made it!
We also took a chance to live stream during the Wisconsin presidential primary.
He's obviously heavily favored to win.
We had reporters all over the state anticipating Ted Cruz and Bernie Sanders wins for Wisconsin.
This is the area where Cruz supporters are kind of hanging out.
We had watch party coverage on top of voter turnout.
So it sounds like there was a steady line all day.
Polling issues, polling numbers as they started coming in.
This is, of course, Waukesha County. This is going to be Ted Cruz's bread and butter tonight.
And we also had our political analysts.
It becomes momentum. Well, I think it's momentum for Cruz.
We took speeches of Cruz and Sanders on YouTube, and then also when it came time, we live streamed our newscast on Facebook and on YouTube, and we stayed with it throughout the election results.
Hi everyone, you are watching a News 3 Extra on gender identity issues in our community, and we really hope that this is a resource for everyone.
We also took on big issues through Twitter and Facebook, talking about gender identity after a transgender teen committed suicide.
Future, good luck.
Skylar love flowers, right?
Yep.
And animals.
He was crazy about dogs.
We wanted to help those who wanted to talk about their gender identities and make real community impact. We use social media to have this web exclusive discussion on the gender spectrum.
I wanted some meaningful, thoughtful conversations on Facebook and on Twitter, so I asked some, are people born transgender like gays and lesbians often believe they were?
Well, you're born sort of without a concept of gender. So
We use online tools to reach kids in our classrooms.
Looks like you have a big group there.
We have 54 students.
What's my day like? That's a very good question.
Or to help encourage social engagement to our community peers. For example, using a hashtag to tweet to journalists in our area and really across the country about what's working for them.
Ooh, it's live.
We also use it for our own journalistic development and encouragement, like helping younger journalists talk about safety in the workplace.
And I still shoot for myself and still go out on scenes as well. So I think safety is always on the top of my mind.
We use all the tools everybody else uses. We are online every minute of every day, just like everybody else.
A Capitol police officer came in to inform the speaker that there had been a threat they were investigating and they needed to evacuate.
But when we live stream, we try to get the whole team involved.
Jose said Steph is a producer like the station's air traffic controller, LOL. Between Steph and Nicole.
From producers to directors to our assignment editors, sometimes we have reached more than 3 million people online with our streams.
Eric and Michelle both reading this, Nicole.
She's in my ear right now.
We also create digital-only content. We always try to be digital first. But here's the thing, it's really no different than what we do on television if we're not willing to take the time to listen and to really interact with people.
Somebody made a good comment that we should wrap the night up on a good note. I think we can all celebrate the fact that we have better weather than most of the areas south of us and east of us.
Just hang out with us.
We believe our entire team should be involved with unveiling the process, unveiling the mysteries of how we decide what to cover and what to air. We have a team of journalists working outside the box, and we constantly ask, could this live stream, could this social media interaction make a difference? Could this make somebody safer? Could this potentially save a life? We always post, but we always listen on top of it.
Well, why wasn't it moved to a different city, town, or county? That's what Rosalba wants to know.
Which is a very good question.
And the most awesome part is that we have fun when it calls for it too. And just by being a listening, caring team of people, we can make a difference. We really believe that. We've seen it in our metrics. We've heard it from our viewers. We understand our audience is always changing, and we believe they deserve genuine interaction when it comes to news that is important to their lives. And by the way, if you're still sticking around, we would love to show you some of the examples of interactivity that we did throughout the year.
I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.